So this is the start of a brand new series, cheap versus expensive. The first episode is sandwich edition. Let's get into it. So it's time to head to Poundland to get the cheap sandwich, to see what it's like. Let's go. So, as you've just seen, went to the pound shop, picked up a chicken and bacon sandwich, had like a 50 wrote on the front, so I think it's meant to be 50p, took it to the self-checkout, and it scanned as £2 because I hadn't put another like barcode over that barcode to have like the new price, but I'm pretty sure it's meant to be 50p because it goes out of date today, but I'm too much of an anxious mess to go over to the person and be like, excuse me, I think this is meant to be 50p. So I'm going to be honest, I just paid the £2, but it is meant to be 50p. It's my fault for being an anxious mess, so we are going to count it as 50p because that's what it's meant to be. Let's see if it's going to be any good. 50p sandwich. Let's try it. So, we have a chicken and bacon sandwich with mayo on malted bread. Let's open this up and see, is it any good? So as you can probably tell, I am at work, on my break now. I am on a 15.5-hour shift today, so I will be trying the expensive fancy sandwich tomorrow because it wasn't open at the time that I got this. So it looks pretty decent as I just showed you there. Let's try. So I've actually never bought a sandwich from Poundland ever in my life. That actually is pretty decent. So the bread is super soft, got a nice like wholemeal taste to it. And then the chicken tastes like peppery almost, but then with the mayonnaise. Salty bacon. That first bite was actually very good. I thought it was going to be like, okay, because it's from Poundland. It's actually really nice there. This goes out of date today. You wouldn't even know. This tastes lovely. Super soft bread, really flavourful peppery chicken with the mayo, and really salty bacon. Like sometimes the bacon, you can't tell it's there in some sandwiches. This is really flavourful. I really like this. So that actually really surprised us because obviously it should actually have been 50p. A 50p sandwich that tastes like that is crazy. I didn't think it was going to be good at all. I thought it would be really dry and terrible, no flavour, but it's completely the opposite. Really tasty. I am going to give that a solid 7 out of 10. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. I will probably actually go and buy that again. I am a Greggs girl at heart, so I will go Greggs first, but that was really good. Really enjoyed that. I'm really intrigued now to see what the actually expensive one's going to be like because I think that's going to be tough to beat. Let's see tomorrow. So I'm heading to Cray today to get the expensive sandwich to see if it's any good, so let's go. So I've literally just got back from the sandwich shop. This actually looks pretty decent. Let me show you. So one thing that was a bit different is if you order online, which is typically how I normally do things, but my sister's here, so she said she's going to watch the dog so I can actually go at the shop, get a few clips for YouTube instead. It's £7.50 in the shop, but it's £10 online. I didn't realise there was going to be a difference. I got the description offline, it said £10. So it's actually £2.50 cheaper than I thought, but normally, let's be honest, I would order it. So I've just showed you the opening of this. It looks a great sandwich, to be fair, and they wrap it in crepe paper, which is such a nice touch. It looks like a pretty decent sandwich, to be fair, pretty chunky, looks actually decent. I'm gonna unwrap it now. I would presume that this would be better than a Poundland sandwich. You've paid more, the ingredients look a lot better. We're still obviously gonna see, does money actually make a difference in terms of quality and taste? Cheers. That already is pretty decent, to be fair. You bite into it and it is focaccia bread and it's got like a nice like oily but like tough bite to it, which is really good, but then slightly soft underneath. And then this chicken here, as you can see, is proper chicken. It's none of this cheap stuff. slightly breaded. The spicy mayo's got a nice little heat to it and creaminess as well, but it isn't like super spicy mayo, I'm gonna be honest. The crispy bacon in there, I didn't get any saltiness from the bacon at all, which obviously the previous sandwich, I got the bacon straight away. And then you got the fresh crunch from the lettuce. I think it is a tasty sandwich, but so far I'm not like, yet, but it's one bite, so we're gonna have another one. Yeah, so some of the bacon was coming through there, but it isn't like really salty and really like punchy in the face. The bacon is really crispy, which I like because the texture is tasty, but the bacon isn't as strong, as I'm gonna be honest, as I would like it to be. I like when you have bacon, you know, you don't want like a salty punch in there. It isn't like that. The Poundland bacon was definitely stronger in flavour than this one, which is a little confusing. I thought this one would definitely be stronger. The chicken quality here is obviously better than the chicken quality in Poundland because it's like proper breaded chicken. I really like focaccia bread here. I've never tried focaccia bread before, but I really like the oily, like tough bite of it. I really enjoy that. The spicy mayo doesn't have enough flavour for me personally. I like spicy mayo to have like a good kick to it. There's like a little bit of flavour throughout, but it's not like really, really flavoursome from the spicy mayo. The sandwich in general is pretty decent, but it's not like really flavourful. I'm gonna be honest, from like a specialist sandwich place, and considering you're paying £7.50 if you go into the shop, and if you order £10 for the sandwich, I would expect there to be more flavour than what there is. It's a decent sandwich. I would try other sandwiches from there because the staff were lovely, really friendly when I went in, super lovely people. So I would go back because they seemed really nice. And the presentation of it and everything was done well. So I would like to try other ones and see if some of the other sandwiches have a bit more flavour to them than the ones that I've got. I might have just got one that isn't typically like massively flavourful. I just think it's okay. The more I'm eating it, the more the salty bacon is coming through. And the more you eat, obviously the more like flavour you're getting from the focaccia bread. So I think by the time you finish the full sandwich, it will actually be quite a decent amount of flavour and will be a generally decent sandwich. But off like a couple of bites, the flavours aren't really like impacting you, like really like knocking you off your socks or anything like that. It's just like decent, but nothing exceptional. I would give this sandwich probably a 6.5 out of 10, purely because the flavour will be there, but isn't there immediately. And I feel like if you're gonna get a 7, it needs to be there from the first bite to the end of the bite. But that does mean one thing: a Poundland sandwich has won. Crazy. 50p sandwich over a £7.50 sandwich slash £10 sandwich. That is mental. I honestly just presumed the expensive one would win every single time, but it goes to show that you don't always necessarily have to pay more money to get the better things. But then the thing is though, one thing I will say is that the Poundland sandwich isn't not going to improve. It's going to stay that same way. That sandwich could easily be turned into like an 8.5 out of 10 sandwich with just slightly more flavour bacon and slightly better spicy mayo. That like the actual bread itself is phenomenal, like it's really good. So that definitely has more capabilities of being amazing than the other one. The other one's going to stay the same. So that is the first episode done. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Comment down below, what would you like to see next on the cheap versus expensive things? Obviously start with a sandwich. I love a sandwich. What kind of things should you guys like to see? You know the drill by now. Hit the sub, like, comment, boosted instant algorithm. Take care, stay safe. See you guys in the next one. Bye.